And Tunji, with that sort of thing in mind, when you come on stage and you're I don't know what your religious background is, or if you have a religious background, but when you come on stage and you say, you know, here I am being a Sufi master, or here I am, you know, claiming to be an Islamic expert or whatever, did you feel a responsibility to both the living or the real historical characters and did you feel a responsibility to getting the religion right?
Well, I'm a Christian, but I used to be a Muslim. I converted to Christianity growing up. But yeah, in a way I did feel, if I had to be truthful, in the beginning I did feel like this is a great responsibility that I have to really, I have to take responsibility for the everything that I do, and you know, being not a Sufi master, but but you know, in the faith and everything. So I do feel some input also. Yeah, I do feel that I'm also part of like my background and what I am. It's also in there. Yeah.
You know, when I say there are three truths: my truth, your truth, and the truth. And I feel also a great deal of responsibility, and it's so important for me to say that, you know, you have to be aware that the other exists. In my background, the others don't see the other, that he exists and he has his own story and he has a certain truth, you know. So it means a lot to me, saying these words.
One last question before I'll open it up to the audience. That Khalifa, I started off talking about the Bouffe du Nord and also the Barbican. Can you say something about your experiences acting in those two spaces and acting in this space?
For me, I played in my one-man show and other production that I adapt from the poem of Mahmoud Darwish to the theater, and the Bouffe du Nord invite both. And that's mean I first time I saw the Bouffe du Nord, I was in shock, because it was the first time I see it's like not real theater. It's like you can feel the wall, you can feel the chairs, you can feel that a lot of people were there and played there, and it's like something that you can touch. And the Barbican was, you know, a big place, but I can't talk about places because now we're going around, and every place have like other it's other space, but it's like other production, other quality, other. I feel like a new things. All the work can be changed for us, and here it was. And they said to me, it's a Tramway, and I said Tramway it's like an Egypt words about a Tramway, like Straßenbahn in German, in Deutschland. And I said, yeah, is it? And of course in Wrocław was the same, but so small, but the same. It was like a station. And I like so much to play in places like this. It's like, what I said, it's like history, something from the history. The Barbican is other things. The Barbican is the huge thing, the huge waiting for you, a lot of people waiting for you. You hear that, and you are shaking.
Comfortable seating, yes.
Yeah. And it's just to play for a lot of people, a lot of audience, and to have this huge and up, but to feel also intimate. It was amazing. This different experiences every time is like from the beginning. It's amazing.
And we discover spaces, and it's amazing. I mean, you know, to come to this theater, to the Tramway, and we heard stories, what was before, and you feel that there is history, and you are discovering and you know about the place, about this history, about the background. So each, and the Bouffe du Nord in France, of course, has a lot of history. I remember, working, and standing under this big dome, and it looks so holy. It's like a church or a mosque, And I remember, just to say this thing about Mr. Peter Brook, is he said, you see this theater, and it was built in 1860, 65, 70, whatever. And he says, you see this dome, there's still so many voices. Hundreds of actors have worked here, and their voices are still somewhere here. Just remember that, and you are one more. I mean, this thing gives you not only energy, it gives you something special, something, you are in a special space.
It's a lovely
spaces.
Lovely story, thank you. Who would like to make a comment or ask a question? Or air a feeling? Everyone's a little bit timid tonight. There's a question down on the front. If you can just wait for a minute, someone, I think, will bring a microphone to you. Oh, here it is.
I better come clean. I'm Peter's producer.
Oh, right.
You have to hold it quite close to
You
your...
can join us on the stage if you like.
Shall I come that side? Oh, it's a mobile. Just very briefly, I'd like to pick up, Mark, on your comment about this building here and the fact that it has become so significant in this city and was so significant in the year of culture, because it demonstrates, my experience of it demonstrates how the world turns on a pin. Because I can remember with Neil Wallace and with Jean-Guy Lecat, who was our technical director at the time, walking into this building in 1988 after an exhausting day, walking through various shipyard buildings down the Clyde, and in exhaustion, coming in here at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was one hell of a smell. I could only say it was horses' dried urine. And I can remember saying to my colleague and to Neil, let's go home. This is not for us. And at that moment, Jean-Guy Lequin, bless his heart, said, "Un moment." And we came round a corner and we saw this space, and he said, "I think maybe we." And we looked at each other and said, "We?" He said, "We." And we took it from there briefly, 5-10 minutes, and said, let's have a go. Because Neil said, I think this city and its authorities will convert this into a wonderful space for us. And I can remember picking up the telephone, ringing Peter to say, we're on, kid. We've got the tramway. So just to pick up your history, that could have all gone wrong on that very afternoon at 5 o'clock. And the tramway may, I don't know, there is a possibility the tramway may not have happened. So I'm gloriously happy to come back after 20 odd years. Well, I've been in the meantime, of course, but to come back after 20 years and say, because I was here with the Mahabharata, and we thought it wonderful. I remember walking with Peter into the dressing room after our first performance, and he doesn't give you very much in the way of praise, in the sense of outgoing, very ostentatious praise, but he sort of tapped me on the shoulder gently and said, fantastic.